Alright, we're going to make a reaction on this video. Teen snaps and attack customer over racist comment from New York detective. This is your favorite How Chinese. I will try to link its original video in the description. And if you're on TikTok, go to my YouTube and find it. And while you're at my YouTube, also subscribe. Anyway, let's continue.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hello.
Fine until...
This is the victim.
Say that again?
I was doing fine until what happened.
What happened?
Well, I walked in here, and the first thing I looked at was the Hello Kitty stuff. And this girl comes up and says, "Are you looking at something? And help you look for something?" And I said, "Oh, I just walked in here. I just started looking if that's okay." And then she walked away and then immediately came back and said, "Oh, I was just asking. You don't have to be such a about it." And as I was walking away, I said, "Oh, I was just trying to match your attitude." And as I'm walking away, she's like, "Oh, we're just trying to tell you that, because your lipstick's all messed up." And I said, "Oh, okay, thanks. So it's your face." And my back face turned. I was completely walking away. And she comes up behind me and yanks down my hair in my head. And then I fall to the ground. And as I'm on the ground, she's like yelling, like, "Can't even say anything to me." And then she hits me right in my face.
Before we continue, please like, share, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Unprovoked. It wasn't even, my back was turned. It was just strange words, and then she just attacked me. And it's just not okay.
Where is she at?
Well, violence is never okay, and I also don't condone the violence against this woman. However, there's a little backstory, and we're going to look at it right now. Yeah.
She's my daughter. She's crying. She's crying. She's in the back. I didn't see what happened, but she told me that.
There's all those cameras.
Yeah.
Where did it happen?
Right in front.
Right there?
Right in front of the...
Like right at the doorway here?
In between the registers and where the Hello Kitty stuff is. She just came up and behind me and yanked my
We should have cameras.
head
Yes.
and it fell to the ground.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened.
While I was
I
on the
heard.
ground, she still continued to beat me down.
How long ago this happened?
Oh gosh, I don't know, maybe it was like 20-30 minutes ago now, I'm not sure.
It's
And
like
I was
over
just
an hour
shocked. I
ago.
just
About
stood
over an
up
hour
and-
ago?
Yeah, I think so. Because I would try to calm her down like maybe half an hour, so.
Okay.
Half an hour, 40 minutes.
So you're saying this on camera?
I think we should have a camera. When did? Sorry, I wasn't.
No, you're
sure.
good. You're good. You're good.
It happened right here.
This is very.
Now, mind you, if you look up here, there's something written like... I'm not going to say that first word because it might sound like a curse word in English, but Lokto. You can see the way that they're writing these kind of things. That's not Chinese, and they are not Chinese. They're actually Vietnamese. This is Vietnamese language, and that's also going to be very important in the story that we are going to talk about. Anyway, we're going to skip to the daughter because I can't find the daughter, and let's see.
Step outside here. And
This the daughter, the one that allegedly hit the woman.
She's on mid, huh? Step right here. So what? Tell us what happened.
Can I have my mask on?
Yes, go inside.
She got really strict parents, I think, because asking her mom, but it also might be because of something else. I think we see that later in the video. So yeah, keep on tight.
Mom, she doesn't want to talk in front of me.
So what happened was I went up to her because I work here and I'm in customer service. So when I came up over here, I asked her
We're gonna speak over here, okay? We're gonna get away from everybody. Comfortable as you can get.
and she basically said Chinese people never give me a chance to do any work or shop around, and I'm not even Chinese, so I took that as racism, and I really.
Now, did you hear all what she said? And that's very important. Chinese people never give them the chance to a shop, right? But it's the most normal thing in a shop. If you go in and there is personnel over there, that they will ask you if they can help you. What else should they do in a shop? That's what you're supposed to be doing in a shop. If I have a shop and you are working for me and you do not approach the customers when they are walking in, you're not going to be my employee anymore. It's very simple, right? That's what people are supposed to be doing. So she didn't do anything wrong. However, the lady used prejudice against her, thinking that this young lady was a Chinese lady. Which she is not. She also said it herself, and we also saw the shop was Vietnamese. Now, they can be of Chinese descent from Vietnam, obviously, but we all know what we mean. However, this problem is a little bit deeper. As you can see, it is not a specific hate towards Asians, but specifically designed towards Chinese people. And this is also what I want to always say to you, to understand. This whole thing of Asian hate is actually Chinese hate. It's not that I say that there are no Europeans that in generally hate Asians. There definitely are. What I'm saying is that the most Asians that are having these kind of problems is because of the hate created towards Chinese people. Therefore, all the Asians should actually be actively fighting against sinophobia and against all that anti-China propaganda. However, what we often see is that exactly the ones that look alike us, Vietnamese a little bit lesser, but like the Koreans and Japanese, the South Koreans and Japanese, they are actually also being extremely racist towards Chinese people and also are feeding into that whole China bad narrative that the United States is putting out in the world. Now, that's not a surprise because both of them are essentially a colony of the United States empire. But you see what's happening. Everybody who looks remotely Chinese in the eyes of the Westerner, the European, will be a target also of non-Europeans, let's be honest here, but it mostly are the Europeans that are really, really wild in all their racism towards what they perceive as Chinese. Anyway, let's continue. I just really wanted to make that very, very, very clear. And that is why I always oppose the phrase Asian hate. I go to the protests, but this is what I always say. You need to address the root problem. And the root problem is the anti-China propaganda that is constantly demonizing China and the Chinese people as a whole. That is what needs to stop in order to stop the hate against Asians, what they call.
I really don't tolerate that at all with my family because I know it really affected my mom back then.
So she says it really affected her mom back then, and I think that she is referring to 2019, to the COVID things, because at that time the hate towards Chinese people exploded enormously, right? It already was more under Trump, but in 2019 it really, really, really took off even worse.
She was racist to me. I just started, it just escalated from there, after she was being racist to me. Because after she said the Chinese thing, I thought she was being racist, because that's how I took it. She said Chinese people never give other people a chance to shop around. And then I said, excuse me? And then she said, yeah, I said it. And then I was I was in shock for a little bit, and then after a little bit, I thought about what she said. I came back, I said, okay, you don't have to be about it. Just because I asked if you needed help or anything, you don't have to say anything about it. You don't have to be racist towards me about it. And then she said, oh, I wasn't being racist, it's just true. And then that's when I told her.
I guarantee you, if anybody sees this woman in a shop and they will not go to her and give her attention, this woman will say Chinese people always neglect their customers or hate white people. That is why they don't help me. 100% that this kind of people are like that. Because if you walk in with this kind of prejudice, oh, the people in the store are asking me if they can help me. That's not only Chinese people, honey. That's literally and virtually in every single store you can find all over the world. It's ridiculous, right? To be angry about that. Anyway, so again, I'm not condoning this violence. Obviously not. But this is what it is doing with people. And she's not even Chinese. Just imagine how the hearts of the Chinese people feel and how easily it is now to get triggered and explode. Not that it is okay, but these are the consequences when you are day in, day out, are marginalizing a whole group of people, demonizing them, dehumanizing them, and being extremely racist and discriminatory. And then you also have the audacity to say, yeah, I said it. In other words, I said, what are you going to do about it? Well, this is what she was going to do about it. She snapped and smacked you in the face. And then you were crying for the police to come. But, yeah. And again, I'm not saying that the girl should smack her, but these are the consequences. Everything in the world is cause and effect. And Asian people in general can take a lot, but it doesn't mean they can never snap. Right? Asian people can snap too. And now you know. Anyway, I just wanted to really show this part, and now she's going to be arrested. That's what they're going to do.
Well, you're going to be placed up on arrest, so you got to turn around.
What's that?
It's very sad. 19 years old, getting the pride of her life.
Alright. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Alright. Have you ever been in trouble before?
No.
They don't need to arrest somebody for this, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Just write a ticket or whatever, or, a citation or...
Well, I'm not, this is what's gonna happen, okay? Alright. You wanna go take a ride? Okay?
Anyway, I just wanted to show this because... to show the people, because a lot of people don't understand when I say there's no Asian hate. I do not mean that the Asians are not falling victim. They do. And it's horrible, right? But we also must talk about the root cause of it. And the root cause is our Western media and also our Western governments. Yes, plural. Because they are all feeding into that narrative. China's evil, China's bad, the Chinese all are spies and want to overtake us and go to war with us and blah, blah, blah. Why? Well, I can tell you why. It's very easy, because they want to have excuses for the things that they are going to do. And what are the excuses or what are the things that they want to do? Well, if we look at history, to who other countries did they do it and what happened afterwards? Think about the Middle East, because that is what happened in many of my viewers' lifetime. Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya. What happened to all these countries? Well, exactly that. But first, they also had this whole campaign, demonizing, dehumanizing, and then they can attack. Because the citizens do not view them as real humans anymore. They view them as an enemy. So it must be okay to attack them, right? Attack them before they attack us. This is also what they did in the Vietnam War. Many of you, even I, was I already born? I don't know anymore. But anyway, I think, yes, maybe. I'm not going to say how old I am. You already know. But they already did it. At least I wasn't watching any television back then or news. But they did the same thing. The Vietnamese never wanted to come over to the United States to attack them. It's just BS, right? Why were they attacked? what do many of these countries have in common? Many of the countries have one thing in common. They are anti-imperialism. They are open for business, for everybody, but they're not open for mainly a handful of capitalists, mostly from America, to exploit the heck out of their country and people and leave that country polluted and with people who are still poor after a day of work. They all had the same thing in common. And a lot of them were more on the socialist side. And our governments from the West lied about each and every single war they went to. All these pretexts were lies, fabricated evidence, like the WMDs of Iraq. And now they're doing the exact same thing with China. What if they didn't do that? How could we place sanctions on them? So many, right? Everybody would say, why are we doing that? They're not doing anything wrong to us. Why are we trying to destroy Huawei? Because they're spying on us, national security threat, because Chinese people want to attack us. Why do Chinese people want to attack us? Because Chinese people are considered evil. Why are they considered evil? Because they are communist. But let's get back to reality. What did China ever do to the West? Nothing. Literally zero. But the other way around did, right? So who should be scared of who? And that is what we need to start to think about. And all the other Asians, if you are going along with your xenophobic behavior, because there are a lot of Asians that are doing that, especially, from certain countries under the influence of United States. And I understand that they are heavily being influenced by the same propaganda as we in the West. But your own people are being attacked also because of what you put out in the world. And that's shame on you. So maybe you should start to change and think, maybe we should stop all that xenophobia and stop the madness of the media that is day in, day out demonizing China and the Chinese people as a whole. And I want you all to let me know in the comment section what you all think of this, what happened. These are the consequences. What happens when people snap? And again, the girl had no right to hit the woman. Again, I make it very perfectly clear. But this is a consequence. It is cause and effect. Action, reaction, like we do in the West. And as we can hear, she built up a lot because she was talking also about her mother that couldn't take it anymore since then. And I think that she was referring to 2019 when COVID hit and the hate towards Chinese went really, really up, right? And that has been a build-up of 6 years now, something like that, almost 6 years. And she snapped. And I think that we will start to see this more and more and more. And now you know why it comes. So maybe we should not do these kind of things. Maybe we should treat each other with respect, and maybe we should stop propagandizing anti-China hate all over the globe. But that's what I think. What do you think? That's also very important, and that's also something that I want to know. So let me know in the comment section. And if you are on TikTok, also go and like my video, please. Thank you. I will love you dearly. Have a great day. Your favorite half Chinese.